Hey everyone, what's going on? Greg here again from Team Blast. I'm in Outerly.ai. I'm looking at the prompt Hourly SEO Consulting for local service businesses. And you can see the brand sentiment for this particular prompt in TM Blast. I have a 54% of the time it's positive, and then 46% of the time it's just neutral. There's no negatives here. This is actually really important. So when I work with clients that I'm doing the AI tracking for, step one obviously is to increase our prompts. So how often we're featured in Google AI, CoPilot, ChatGPT, and Perplexity. Obviously that's step one. But then what I do next is that I look at the brand sentiment. So I'll give you an example. Let's just pretend you're an e-commerce company. You sell women's sandals. So you want to increase your brand prompts for terms like, what are the best sandals for women for the beach? What are the best sandals for women and at the pool? Whatever the long prompt is, you obviously want to get featured in there. But what happens though if it's all neutral or even negative? In fact, you can have a negative score for your brand sentiment. And if that's the case, basically ChatGPT and other platforms are not recommending you. So even though you're increasing your visibility, it's not giving you the desired outcome. So here are the next steps. Go to Google, search for your brand name, and then reviews. So an AI overview for me shows up. Check this out: highly positive reviews. Clients, talk about local SEO. They talk about, the retainers that I have, all that stuff over here. That's important. What I also have too, I talk about this all the time in my videos, but I'm on a third-party site. It's called trustindex.io. So I'll just open this up over here. This costs, I think, something like $65 a year, and it's so powerful because it brings in your Google reviews. It brings also in Trust Index reviews directly, but it also can tie into, let's say, the Apple Play Store or Google Play Store. What I notice a lot of times there's a lot of fragmented reviews across the web. So if you're an e-commerce company, maybe you have a handful of reviews on, I don't know, Facebook or the Apple Store or Yelp or any other places too. You want to actually put them all into one source, because you can see, if I go back over here, this is the second most, or this is the second organic listing over here, trustindex.io. So obviously you want to work on getting good reviews, but then I always recommend to get on trustindex.io. If I go to Bing, I do the same search, TM Blast reviews. Again, I can see the sources. It's TM Blast, but it's also taking trustindex.io. That's one of the sources as well. You can see over here, Chamber of Commerce. So a lot of this is, natural link building as well, where you want to really control the brand message. So I always recommend trustindex.io. Let me just go to my reviews page just to show you sort of what I'm referring to. So within trustindex.io, you can then embed your widget of Google and also TrustIndex, but also your other reviews as well into one place. Again, that can really help improve your overall brand visibility score. And then last but not least, I'll go back into Otterly.ai. So if I looked at this and said, okay, 40 and 34, like, I know for me, what I need to do next is I get a bunch of people who reach out to me each month for hourly SEO, and I'm guilty of the sense of I'm doing the work and then I'm sending over my notes and then I kind of move on to the next project, unless they become an ongoing client of mine. What I need to do better for my business is to ask for reviews immediately after the hourly review. So if someone got value from it, maybe it opened up some new ideas for them to do. I also need to make sure that I'm asking them to either leave a review on Google or trustindex.io and mention hourly SEO, because I can see, hey, it's good that I have a 54% positive, but boy, would I like that to be even much higher. This is the same strategy though that I'm doing for my clients. So I gave the e-commerce example as, the women's sandals one, but if I looked at this and said, hey, we're not doing quite well when it comes to the percentage of, how likely someone might then purchase from us, we need to go and we need to get reviews. We need people to, whether it's like social media reviews or leaving it on our, Facebook pages or anything else like that, really share, their experience with our brand. Because ultimately now we want to be able to improve our visibility with AI SEO, but we also need to make sure that we are being heavily, not encouraged, but heavily promoted in the way of saying this is a pretty good brand, instead of a negative where they might say, hey, reviews are mixed and people maybe don't have the same positive reaction. So anyway, I just want to record this video. I think it's something that people don't look at when it comes to the AI part. They only look at how do I increase my visibility, but the next part is you want to increase the visibility, but also the brand perception. That's what's going to lead to more leads.